thank you so much for coming out. It's kind of unreal that I'm here because I had come to Control Shift, scared of AI actually, and met this awesome community. And then the day after, I was like, this idea that I have for fashion Gen AI photography, let's go do it. So I'm here today. Thank you so much to the Control Shift team. Yeah, let's get started. Before I get started, who's ready to go into the world of fashion? So before we get started, I just wanted to give a huge thank you to my team, Alan and Caroline, who are here today, and then Zoo and Marianne, who unfortunately have not been able to make it. But yeah, it's going to be great. All right, so it's 2025, we're in an AI-powered world. There is so much social media consumption, our phones are filled with content, our shelves are stocked with generic stuff, nothing is original. Every day, technology excels, pictures are becoming more hyper-realistic. What does that mean for creatives? We need to have taste. We need to stand out, the content needs to be quality. Taste is the most valuable currency. So a little bit about me. Founder of Jenn Studio. We're a design studio specializing in fashion e-commerce, UX design, and AI consultancy. I'm a UX designer by trade, and then I learned motion design. And then I became obsessed with sales. Not the sales that you think, I'm talking about sales conversion. So with designs, I've been able to generate a lot of money for these brands, which go into a bit. But yeah, I picked up a new skill called fashion photography, or I guess I would call myself a fashion promptographer. Creating images with AI, or fashion specifically. So yeah. So over the years, I've made over $60 million for brands. I've worked for some kick-ass brands, as you saw earlier. And I've launched over 50 projects. And so my goal here is to help these brands increase sales conversion. And why is that so exciting? Because you can quantify a vibe. You're able to do testing to see content, to see how it performs. And as you can see here, here's an example of a product page that we designed. Top performing Shopify stores who often invest in strong visuals, achieve sales conversion rates 4.7, far above the 1.4 average. So anybody who is in e-commerce knows that 4% is unreal. So it's true, image sells, taste converts. So in the world of fashion, taste is not a luxury. It's super competitive, so it is a necessity. In order to sell, increase sales conversion, your imagery needs to be aspirational. It needs to be on point. So taste is no option here. If you want to make money, you need to have taste, period. So the good thing is that taste, well, it's not a gift, actually. I mean, it's just a little bit, but it's actually something that you can learn. If you are consistent with learning and you really want to do it, then taste over time will get better. And I can tell you, man, like my designs, whoa, like talking about quantifying a vibe. At the beginning, it had no vibes, but then as the years went by, it started quantifying, and now I'm here. So with AI, specifically AI fashion photography, details matter. AI is really great with technical execution, but what about the storytelling? Fashion is all about aspiration. You're selling a story, you're selling an image, you're selling a vibe. As much as technology is accelerating, like you can create crispy, high quality images, what AI can't replicate is emotion. It can't storytell. It can't capture the moments where the light touches the fabric, or when the fabric falls off the skin. When it can't talk to a model to let them know okay, well, this is how you pose. Here's the emotion behind it. That's what AI cannot do. So what we do is we need to direct AI and tell them what to do. So that's the magic of fashion, is that it's all about emotion, and that's where we really come in. So example here is the iconic Peter Lindbergh taken for Vogue. Beautiful picture, like emotion. You can see that they're having the best time. It's captured beautifully. Unfortunately, I don't think this is something that AI can do right now. So, a fashion promptographer. You are playing the role of an art director, photographer, stylist, makeup artist. You are an all-in-one Renaissance person. You are a force to be reckoned with. And that is what AI does. AI enables you and empowers you to create imagery that, like, you're a 5-in-1 rock star. So with a lot of research and development, at Jenn Studio, we are looking at revolutionizing AI, fashion photography with AI. We are creating editorial quality images driven by taste. And what's really exciting here is that my co-founders, we all come from fashion backgrounds. So we're not just a bunch of tech bros, no offense to tech bros, but we're here to make change. We're here to create images, not to just sell, but to inspire. So this is a project that's very near and dear to my heart, and we've been able to transform traditional processes of creating fashion photography into the age of AI, and I'm so excited to walk you through the process. On the right is an image that we generated. Oh wait, I forgot. All the images in this presentation is all generated by AI. Yes, except for the Peter Lindbergh one that you saw previously, but yes, this is all generated by Jenn Studio and art directed, everything. So I hope you're sold. It sounds like you're sold on this. So the creative process starts with the vision. So the creative brief. You may hear that as a mood board. So defining the concept and the style of it. So the vibe. And then to create the vibe, you need to set up the assets. So any inspiration images, reference images, just key images that will help you generate that image or video. And then this is when the magic happens. This is when you become a promptographer. You iterate with the prompts that you're creating, and then you edit it with software. So it's a whole process, but I swear it is worth it. The output is going to be beautiful, and you're going to make so much money. Okay, so this is the secret sauce. Don't take pictures, just kidding. This is the prompt structure of how we create AI fashion photography at the studio. So we start with a model description, model as in like a person, not to mix it with LLMs. What the model looks like, height, hair, skin color, ethnicity, the details of the clothes, so the outfit, the wardrobe, the pose, so starting with pose, the background, so the setting of the image that you'd like to create, the camera angle, the lighting and the mood. So how the light touches the object and just the overall feeling of it. Is it dramatic? Is it calm? Just vibes. And then I'm just wondering if anyone counted how many times I've said vibes. But the camera angle, so where you are, where the photo is being taken, and then accessories, the details, so the necklace and the earrings, like all those sparkly things, like the small details that will make the image become magic. So like I mentioned before, what's really interesting about this process is that we've been able to take traditional processes and then transform them into new ones as part of our R&D process. So here we start with a creative brief. So defining the concept and style. So casting, we have this beautiful model. The model description is a tall, dark-skinned female model with elongated limbs and elegant posture. And so what we like to do is under casting, we would put the model description and the hair and makeup together. So by the way, anything that's in like the Courier-esque font, it would be the prompt. styling, this dress actually I created as well. I prompted it. So I guess, yes, it is a fully custom photo. But yeah, so the clothing details, wearing a vivid emerald green strapless tube mini dress. I know it gets really detailed. Feather trim along the neckline. Accessories details. So I got those under styling. Poses. Wow. Striking a pose. Her arms are relaxed, gently extended downward, fingers slightly curved. The mood, the vibe. So the lighting, the mood, creating a moody, luxurious atmosphere. And the background, set against a seamless pale gray gradient backdrop. This is so cool. Step 2, preparing the assets. So this is where you would collect all the images to put as reference images, uploading into ChatGPT. So for reference at the studio, we use a few tools. We use Midjourney, ChatGPT, Runway, Photoshop, and After Effects to create all this content. Putting it all together, this is where the magic happens. So based off of all the prompts that you've seen in the previous slides, we've sort of put it all together and upload the image references as well, so that we can create this beautiful image. But wait, there might be some challenges you'll face because AI is not perfect. On the left, these are some outputs that we had gotten. On the left, model appearance, so she is no longer black, she's white for some reason. The solution is to reference the model clearly, same tall, dark, etc. And then the tip is to, one of the tips for Photoshop is to use like blending techniques, reintroducing consistency if the likeness is a little slightly different. And then inconsistent outfits, so on the right you can see that it's a bit more satin when the actual dress was a little bit more, I guess, polyester soft. But yes, so those are some of the outputs that you may get doing this. Again, progress over perfection. To do this, you have to be really patient. And then we're gonna go into further detail. So, being very explicit with editing it, reprompting. Same tall, dark-skinned female with elongated limbs. So essentially just looking at the mood board again and reprompting it so that it is more explicit with copy. And then this is really cool, poses and angles. So creating more variants of the same model and the dress. So on the top, you can see full body standing, which is standard e-commerce photography. Then the bottom one is the 3/4 turn with the bag. So like that. Close-ups of the images, and then the back view. And as an FYI, if you have a fashion e-commerce store, I don't remember the stat right off the top of my head, but please, please, please have more than 5 images. That will increase your sales conversion. And if you have clothes, make sure that you take at least all of these angles, because that will reduce your return rate, because customers will know what the item is like, and then before purchasing it, and they will return it. So, and if you ever, like, I'm such an e-commerce geek, if you ever want any tips, I'm not just Gen AI, I'm Gen AI, I can help you. So prompt round 2. Okay, so we've edited it again. A tall, dark skin, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So some tips, we would, again, like I mentioned, use same model, same lighting from previous image. Also continue to upload the image, those key reference images to get that consistency. The updated prompt. And then this is ChatGPT. Finally, you have the image. That took some time, but yes, we were able to iterate on composition, lighting, accessory swaps, and then full body versus cropped. So like I said, it's like, I used to be so scared of AI, but once I started using it, my ideas went wild. Possibilities are just truly endless. So if you're scared of AI, don't be. It is kind of your friend because for now, joking, no, it'll actually empower you and make you a better creative. I think when I was creating AI, working with this AI tool, I didn't realize how much fun and how much more I would be learning throughout this fashion photography process. So I highly, highly recommend, if you haven't used AI already or haven't created a fashion image, like, please do so. This book is free, by the way. But if you want to learn more about AI fashion photography, please download this. Here's a QR code. Yes, we're spreading the love. It is coming next month, but we just want to share the love earlier. But yes, feel free to sign up for early access, and then we will send that over to you when it's ready. Like I said, all footage was generated by AI, but art directed by Jenn Studio. Thank you so much.
I love it. The thing I love about talks like this is like what people don't get or what people are afraid. I was just in a group chat today with like a videographer who was telling me how much he hates AI. And the funny thing is, like, people, like traditional creatives, are actually the best suited to use AI because they can speak the language that they need to that the AI needs to ingest in order to get the output that they're looking for. And Jenn is an awesome example of that. Yeah. Do we have any questions, by the way, for Jenn before we wrap it up?
I have a question.
Yes.
How long does it take you to create a model from scratch and up until you can show it to the customers and post it on the website?
Gosh, it's a whole process. So these images we are not selling. These are just for promotional material. But if you were to create an actual like image to sell, it's a whole process. Like you would still have to find a model, purchase their rights to use their likeness in your campaigns. So there's a whole legal process involved. So once you select the model and you select the clothes, I would say, it also depends on how many assets you're generating. It's a really back and forth process, but it's definitely a lot faster than if you were to do an actual photo shoot, and it's a lot more cost efficient. Based on our data, it's around like 50 to 80% cheaper to use AI as a tool for photography. I can't name which company it is, but it's a FANG. They announced last week internally, yes, I have insider secrets. They announced internally that they were no longer going to be using in real life photo shoots. So it is coming, it is here, AI is here for fashion photography. So if you are interested in learning and expanding your knowledge, definitely not only download this guide, but try it out. I hope I answered your question.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yes.
Anyone else? I think the gentleman here had his hand raised first.
I think the main challenge for fashion photography or photography in general is the cartoonish images that are generated by ChatGPT when you are generating human photography. Normally, like plastic skin or like cartoonish skin. So how can you overcome that?
Well, I think that right now it's an interesting time because, like from 2 months, like the albums from 2 months ago to now, it's getting way more hyper realistic, right? So we use a lot of tools. We've been trying a lot of different prompts to get that effect. I can't give you a direct answer on that, but it's definitely a lot of back and forth between Photoshop and insert image tool here.
We got room for one more? Yeah.
It's kind of like a two-part question. I'm wondering, do you get as detailed as like using prompts from specific types of photo shoots. Say it's like Alexander McQueen for Nick Knight or something, and you're like, I want to do this and be as finite and fine-tuned as possible. In your prompts, I know you showed a more like minimal kind of photo shoot.
Yeah, that's a really good question. The thing with being that specific, sometimes ChatGPT will flag it for copyright reasons.
Right.
But there are some tools that will let you bypass that. So that dress that you saw, that green dress, I actually created that dress based off of saying on ChatGPT. And so the brand of that dress is called Area. So I said, okay, well, like create a dress that's green, inspired by Area NYC, and then the output was that dress. So yes, you can get more specific, but I would also say be sure that when you want to get something that's similar to Nick Knight or Alexander McQueen, that you say inspired by.
Inspired by,
Yeah, because that will get you farther. But ChatGPT is actually very difficult when it comes. I mean, they're very strict when it comes to copyright. So.
Interesting. And do you implement and like work with their brands, like creative directors or stylists, to create these kind of briefs, I guess, where they're like, oh, we want it inspired by Nick Knight?
So we actually have an internal team. We have a creative director who's sitting right here. We also have a stylist and AI promptographers to create it. But yes, it depends on if they want to use their in-house team to keep their style or their humans, or they want to work with us. But yes, we do have an all-star team of fashion veterans who are working with us on this project.
One more time for Jenn, ladies and gentlemen.